Me, I can't date nothing. I don't know. 35 used to be my limit of the woman that I would date. Now I'm probably 40 is probably the lowest I would go. But one thing, I don't want to be dating nobody that could get pregnant. So I'd rather a woman that's in menopause. I'm into the women with hot flashes. The ones I know that can't make no more babies. Because I know I got a couple of homies. They love them chicks in their 20s and early 30s. Me, I can't do it. Because I'll be damned at my age. I slip up and get a chick 25, 30 years old, pregnant. Let me explain to you what that looked like at my age, being in my 50s. At one point, being in your 50s, it looked like you was getting older. I mean, you are getting older, don't get me wrong. But being in my 50s and dating, there's still women that are bad at 60. I swear to God, it's not like it used to be. Or maybe I don't know because I've never been in my 50s before to know, look at a older woman and be like, damn, like Shorty look like she's 30 in her 40s and 50s. Like today, like I still have a crush on like Rosie Perez, right? And I'm like, if I see Rosie Perez, I will shoot my shot. But when I had the chance, I didn't do it. I was a little intimidated. Now I regret it. That probably was like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I went to a screening and she was with my man Michael K. Williams. And I could tell the way she was looking at me that I had a chance. But being who she was, I was intimidated. And I didn't shoot my shot. Right. More recently, I'm like, damn, if I ran into Rosie Perez again, I would definitely shoot my shot, right? So I go look up and I'm looking at her and I'm like, damn, like she is still fine. She never had no kids. And you know, a woman that never had no kids before, her body is more refined than a woman that had two or three babies, right? Like her stomach is still probably, good looking. No offense to the women that had babies or whatever, but once you have a baby, ladies, you know, even just uh, it's hard to lose some of the belly fat, or you got little wrinkles or whatever in your stomach. And the women that never had no kids, they don't have that, right? So for her, she's never had kids, right? So looking at her body and her being an actor or actress, right? She's still snatched to some degree. And I'm looking at her now and I'm like, so out of curiosity, I'm there. I'm like, damn, how old is Rosie Perez? Like, would I still date her now? Right? She's like 6, 7 years older than me. And she's still bad. I mean, still bad. Like, you doubt what I'm saying, look her up. Look at her. Look at her. She still she could pass for 40 something. And she's in her 60s. And I wouldn't have to worry about getting her pregnant. Because at this point she can't even get pregnant if she wanted to. Right? But dude's my age, right? And I got some homies that's older than me, right? They probably in their early 60s right now. One of my homies, he in his early 60s right now. And he got two little ones that's probably, well, actually, by this one chick, because he got a gang of them. He in his early 60s, and he got three kids. One's probably like 13. I say like 13, maybe 6 and 4, or maybe 7 and 5, right? And I'm like, yo, I don't know how you do it. Like, why would you be making babies past 50? Now, let me explain why me, right, in my 50s, why I would not have a baby right now. One, child support scared me from ever having kids again, ever. The struggle that child support put me through, and the way the kids don't appreciate you when you get older, right? Even look at Finesse 2 times, right? I mean, what's his name? Yeah, Finesse 2 times, right? How you see his mother getting evicted, and for whatever reason, you know, he not helping his mother, whatever beef they got, right? A lot of us, especially in the black community, for some reason or another, our kids give us they asses to kiss, right? And all the stuff that you did raising them up into 21, whether you was just paying child support or whatever, they don't give a f about you, right? They don't see your struggles. They didn't live it. They don't care about how bad you struggled to help take care of them, to help raise them. And some of y'all haven't experienced that yet. It ain't until they get about 13, 14, 15, 18. And then the girls, they get a taste of some penis. And then their whole focus is on this nigga. They don't care for their mother, their grandmothers. They just wrapped up in this nigga, right? Or this young man. I swear to God, every time I came to this place to try something new, I fell in love with it. This is another meal that I just fell in love with. Um, but getting back, to why I wouldn't have kids at this age. Like I said, outside of child support, that traumatized me. To be financially devastated like that, I'm struggling, and they living good because they getting my checks, right? And my checks ain't looking for me, ain't looking like nothing, right? But God bless me for weathering the storm and coming out on the other side. This is why you see me. I will come to the fanciest restaurants, and I'm spending $50 on myself to eat. Now, if I was on a date, I'd be spending 100, probably more, because the girl done probably had drinks. Me, all I drink is water, because that's all I really drink is water. You know what I'm saying? And I don't drink alcohol. A chick would have had, let's take some shots. Can I get a double tequila margarita? Da, 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 da. That's $40 for the drink alone, right? Not to sound cheap. I'm just telling you, when some women ain't footing the bill, they ain't looking at the prices on the menu, right? But as you can see from me, I'm going to spend $50, $60 on myself to eat. And I don't mind doing it by myself. I'll take y'all on a date. But I want my young men to think about it this way. This is how I look at it, right? When you're in your 20s and you have a kid, right? I mean, I did it in my late teens, right? When you're 20 and you have a kid, you have an obligation in some states 18, some states 21, some states 25, right? I got a homie right now, my age, right? And he might be a little younger than me, right? He got a kid that's 18 right now. And I'm like, yo, and I keep going on all these trips. And he can't go on these trips with me, you know what I'm saying? Because of child support. They took his passport because he has arrears. And he might be like 48, right? Approaching 50. Well, I'm like, yo, man, you good. You only got 3 more years. No, his kid is in Texas. As long as if his kid go to college, he got to pay up into 25, right? That's 7 more years. That's mean he's still paying child support until 55. Until 55, bro. Me, I'd have jumped off the roof already. That's just a figure of speech. I don't mean that literally. Because of what I already experienced in child support. To think that I would still be going through that today would be crazy to me, right? He's one of the ones that like he dating this chick right now. She like 30. And I'm like, dude, my kids is older than 30. I can't date nobody younger than my kids. I feel weird to have a girlfriend or go into a restaurant, even if I'm just banging them. I would just feel weird going out with a chick that young, right? But fellas, this is how you should start thinking, right? For all y'all that's out here slinging that raw ding ding, because my man says to me the other day, yo, why don't you just get a vasectomy? You ain't got to worry about that. No, I know how to handle my. That's the couple that swung their doors open. So I got to make sure she don't bang my car because I'm watching. Okay, she swung it, but she caught it. This is how you should be thinking, right? This is good advice, right? Now, and I'm not saying all women are going to put you on child support, but always live with the worst case scenario, right? Let's just say I have my kids at 20, right? You're going to be obligated to take care of them if you 20 until you 41. If you let's just say you are in New York State. If you lucky, it might be 18 in some cities, right? Which would put you at 38. And that's having a kid at 20, right? Because you're gonna have to raise them through high school, and then there's college, right? Now college can extend if you're 20 to possibly 45, right? If they go for at least a bachelor's degree, right? If they're going for their bachelor's, you may wind up paying child support and then college fees if you started at 20 to about 40, 41 to 45. This is how I learned to sling my ding ding for the last 30 years without getting nobody else pregnant, right? Because I calculate like this, right? Now I'm telling my man, he told me I'll get a vasectomy. No, I'm not doing that. Like, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you never know. You may want to get somebody pregnant, right? Not saying I am, but you may want to, right? I'm telling my man right now. You may I'm watching my make sure it's down, bang up my car. Um, I'm telling him, yo, you dating this girl 31, 30, whatever she is, right? It's kind of like Papoose and Clarissa. I think Papoose might be around my man's age, right? If you at 48, right, and he's already dealing with child support still, and still got anywhere from three, 3 to 7 years at 48, still possibly he still got may have 7 years on child support, right? And right now he can't travel abroad because they took his passport, right? Which means for the next 7 years, and if he don't pay those arrears, he may never get his passport back, right? He dealing with a chick that's 31 at 40. If he slip up right now and get her pregnant, right, that's going to reset the responsibility of raising another kid, right? So at 48, you already know you got a 20-year window of raising this kid, right? So at 48, 58, 68, and then you put on 2 years after that, right? For graduation. Can you imagine going to your kid's graduation at 70 years old? Think about that. You in your 40s right now, right? You put 20 years on that. That's high school and then college, 2 years of college, 20 years, 21 years, right? If you 40, that means you're going to your kid's graduation at 60, 61. If you 50, you going to the graduation at 70, 71. If you 60 and you get a young chick pregnant, you're going, if you live that long, you're going to a graduation at 80, right? I got an uncle right now that just turned 80 this year. His youngest daughter just went to college at 80. Thank you. Can I get some water, please? Appreciate it. Right? There you go. Thank you. Yes, that's done. All right. Right? By the time my uncle's daughter graduate, because this is her first year, right? By the time my uncle's daughter graduates, it's her first year. Let's say she do 4 years. He's going to be 84 by the grace of God, right? Now, my uncle got sons my age, right? Because he had 3 kids before this marriage, right? Where he had 3 more kids, right? And now his youngest is just going to college, right? And like I said, that's at least 6 kids that he put through school, and they all went through college. They all uh, are highly educated, and good kids, and did the right thing. Lucky for him, he had money, right? All right, thank you. Um, can you imagine going to the graduation? It's a blessing that he, He got to see all his kids go to school, graduate, whatever. But his oldest kid is my age, right? Can you imagine doing that all over again? And now, and like I said, it's good because, in some aspects, you know, he got, some of his kids rock with him, some of them don't. From the first marriage, they don't rock with him because he moved on in life. But some of, at least one of them do. You know what I'm saying? And they had a hell of a good life. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Because my uncle used to help my moms take care of us. You know what I'm saying? And they had everything. And then I see him giving them the best of things. And then at least two of them don't even talk to him right now. And they had the best effing life ever. They had everything. If we had nothing, the little did we have, he was looking out, helping my moms, right? And they turned around and gave him, they asked a kiss, which is crazy to me that they don't even talk to him. Just because it didn't work out with their mother. Crazy, bro. But that's besides the point, right? So my point was, for me, I didn't have any more because, like I said, it was financially devastating. It was emotionally draining, and mentally, it made me an angry ass person that you would sit there and raise your kids and go through financial devastation, uh, helping provide for them, and they don't even rock with you, right? Or they mad at you because it didn't work with the mother. You know, so with that being said, there's no guarantee, like finesse two times, right? That you can raise a kid and they always going to be there for you. They may turn on you at some point. Y'all might get into an argument. Something might work, might not work out, and they not going to be there for you. They don't even care for you. They don't even call and check on you, right? So, fellas, be careful what you do with your ding ding, because you get the you get somebody pregnant. You're looking at 18 to 25 years of obligation, depending on where you at, right? And if you get a chick that take you to court for child support, right, that turns into garnishing your checks. That goes to the possibility of your license getting taken away from you. And now you depending on public transportation to get to and from work, right? You possibly dealing with getting your uh, passport revoked, what makes you stuck domestically. You can't go nowhere outside of, like for me, I was stuck without the passport, but I would go to Hawaii, I would go to the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, right? To get away. Those are the only places that I could go outside of this land here on the, United States to get on a plane and be able to go to another island, right? US Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, or Hawaii is all you'll be confined to, right? There's no Turks and Caicos for you. There's no Dubai for you. There's no other place than in the United States for you, right? for up to maybe 20 years, right? And not to mention, you can go to jail for falling behind on payments. Trust me, I know because I was one of them. And you think they care? I couldn't believe I was in jail for falling behind on payments. I was in jail for falling behind on payments. When I lost my job and was on unemployment, they took the unemployment money. They took the unemployment money, which really put me behind. So they took my license, they took my passport, and they sent me to jail. I got out of the streets because I had kids, because I didn't want to risk going to jail and having the responsibility of raising my kids. So I quit hustling just to be a good father and still went to jail. I, I could laugh about it now, boy, but I was crying about it goddamn 10, 20 years ago. Literally. So all y'all, that's in my age range, or you're in your 40s, and y'all still like them little tenderonis, think about the slip up. A slip up could cost you 20 years of commitment. Now, if you financially strapped and you ain't worried about it, and you got a couple of million, and you don't care about that, and you want to raise some more kids, then this conversation ain't for you. But if you the average Joe out here making it, and you saving up, and you still haven't got a chance to live good and travel the world and stuff like that, just think about the 20-year commitment. Just think about the 20-year commitment. That's what I'll call it. The 20-year commitment. Because you're going, even if you're not with the woman no more, which would make it even more harder for you because y'all not under the same roof sharing the responsibilities of raising this kid. And if you got a chick like these chicks I'm talking about that don't go 50-50 and want you to take care of everything while they sharing and stashing their money, and using up all your money, and she got this secret bank account you don't know about, you're gonna find yourself by yourself, no love, and still stuck with all this uh, commitment. Let me show you how good that was. Now, you could take heed of that. You could be like, man, choker, oh, hey, man, I ain't thinking about that. I had somebody told me this conversation, gave me this conversation when I was a teenager. I went to been reckless with my ding ding. But by the grace of God, I had two kids around the same time. And when it ended for me, it ain't ended around the same time. And when I got my life back, this is why y'all see me travel so much. This is why you see me not in no relationship right now, because finally, that now that I got some type of financial freedom, I'm doing everything that I could do for myself that I couldn't do in that 20-year gap. What time is it? They must be closing. Hold on, let me sign this. See, I will eat good by myself. I don't mind spending $40 on myself. Right now, that me on the date, that'd have been an easy 150. Because if my food costed 40, another person would have been 80. That would have been more tax. And that ain't even drinks, right? And I love eating good. But I don't mind treating women, good women, to a great meal. Because a lot of y'all women deserve it. Y'all work hard. Kids done got on your nerves. And you deserve a good meal. So you will see me treat women to dinner as well, right? But for me, I'm going to spoil you myself